This is where we come from, yeah, we did it. City on my back, I'm committed. This is where we come from, yeah, we made it. Now the whole team celebrating. We like, oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Don't mistake the new me for the old me. They can't stop me now, I'm with the home team. No beginner, I'm a winner. Took a couple losses, now I'm cooking, let me simmer. Yeah, yeah, tunnel vision, all I see is win, 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 win. This my city section where you been. We move faster alone, but go further together. We can weather any weather forever. A dream team, I done seen things. Confidence is on 100,000. I got family for miles, running up the mileage. Made it through some trials and some tribulations. Now me and the team, I here celebrating, yeah. This is where we come from, yeah, we did it. City on my back, I'm committed. This is where we come from, yeah, we made it. Now the whole team celebrating. We like, oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 1, 2, 1, 2. Forget the things you probably thought you knew. A new day is approaching, turn the gray skies into blue. I grew up on these same blocks, school of hard knocks. Had to get it on a hard time, took the hard shots, but we made it. Anticipated, highly decorated. The home team is winning, celebrated. The victory is all mine, and everything is alright, alright. And you know how to see things, confidence is on 100,000. I got family for miles, running up the mileage. Made it through some trials and some tribulations. Now me and the team, I here celebrating, yeah. This is where we come from, yeah, we did it. City on my back, I'm committed. This is where we come from, yeah, we made it. Now the whole team celebrating. We like, oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh.
Hey, what up, though? I was too busy vibing to the song, man. What up, though, man? We finally got some football tomorrow. Welcome back to Spike Kool-Aid for Friday, the 17th of January, 2025. And just like that, we are 17 days inside of the new year, man. A lot of stuff going on. It's been forever since our Detroit Lions have played a football game, and tomorrow we finally have one. Should be a good game tomorrow. A lot of talking been going on from Washington Commanders fans, you know, the media running their mouth, the whole nine. But I want to shout out everybody in the building. Let me pop out this chat real quick. My mustache is going crazy. Yo, listen, we got to make 2 videos, dog. Did y'all see? We got to talk about some things. And I was going to say a little something. But you know what? We can double dip a little bit. But before we do that, we got to have a celebration, man. You know what? I should have played Celebration, Cool in the Gang, but you know, they probably would have got a copyright claim or strike or something. This channel, man, we hit 5,000 subscribers since we've been on. It happened a little after we got off. We are at 5,000 subscribers on Syndicate Sports Detroit. Syndicate Sports Detroit XL is pushing 800, and we probably will have that monetized by the Super Bowl, if at the very latest. And you know, I've been having these, like, I don't know, man, like dreams about creating this studio and this network. And I know how I get when I put my mind on something. I won't get off of it. So we'll see how that works out. But yeah, I want to say thank you, man. 5,000 subscribers on Syndicate Sports Detroit, man. That's a big deal. And it's a lot of, it's you know, I feel like that other media company that's out here, they don't do it the right way. So what I'm going to do is, I think what I'm going to try to do is, every time I drive past this house, this place, it's like right up the street from my house. It's maybe a mile from my house. Every time I walk past or drive past it, I look. I've seen the inside of it. It's small. It's a nice little starting point for me. It would have enough room for maybe a studio, like a desk, you know, a couple monitors, couple cameras, very small, but very doable. Right. And I look at it. So I keep eyeing it, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, we'll get there when we get there. So I want to say thank you for that. What is up, everybody? We got Chef God in the building. We got ARF. We got Huss Brownie. What's going on, man? Dennis, what's up? What's up? Chappelle Show. Woo, 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 woo. What's up, man? Shout out to you, bro. Kiera, what's going on? Says just in time to listen on my ride home. Well, that's what's up. What's up? What's up, Jay? What is going on, Dylan? What's up, bro? You ready for tomorrow? Danny V, what up, doe? What's going on, nephew? Jaden Daniels and the Commanders is perfect for us to play. We need to practice against running QBs for the big boys, Mahomes, Jackson, or Allen. What's up, Lou 2? What's going on, man? Danny V says happy Friday to all, and an even happier Monday as we are waiting our NFC Championship opponent. So we had a great turnout on bye week and chill, man. We wind up doing 5 of the 6 games. The Buffalo Bills game, I just wasn't feeling well. And I just was like, you know what? Do I really want to do this game? And we would have wound up cutting that joint off because it was a blowout. But we will be doing the games on Sunday. Lions play at 8 o'clock. And then we got the 2 games Sunday. We're going to be doing both those games on Lions Syndicate. And excuse me. And we'll be doing that and see who will our opponent be, the Eagles or the Rams. So, yeah, it's going to be crazy. I've been hearing people talk about the Stafford narrative, and I'm like, wait a minute. You know it's not over yet, right? He can still come back. However, I did see that the weather is supposed to absolutely suck in Philadelphia. So I'm like, Lord, I'm glad we have a dome because we are the only team playing this weekend in a dome. So that, man, I couldn't imagine Detroit being like Chicago, being an open-air stadium. I'm going to be real with y'all, man. I don't think I could do season tickets because I just could not deal with the cold. But shout out to Ford Field. Speaking of Ford Field, what's up, Braylon? What's going on? Aaron, what's going on, man? Yo, I hope this game is an absolute blowout. Hey, yes, I got to tell y'all. I'll tell y'all in a second, Dylan. Hold on. Give me a second, man. Let me pull up this first. Now, if you are going tomorrow, last week or last year, we got the saying was all grit. And it was great. We got a towel when we went to the divisional matchup. I want to say the wild card game, they gave out these pom-poms, and then they gave out a towel that looks exactly like this coming. Let me show y'all this towel, man. This is what you're going to get tomorrow. Fans will receive a We Want More playoff rally towel courtesy of Ford, Henry Ford Health, Comerica, and Miller Lite. This looks just like the one I have up here, the all grit, which was last year saying. I love this because it takes more was the saying leading into the season and throughout the season. Now we want more. This is fantastic, bro. I love this. So I will have another towel to add to my wall of collectibles from Lions games. So I am excited about that. Got to make sure I get there early because, Dylan, I don't think they're on the seat. I think when you walk in, you get them. And I am going to have to get there early. I'm going to have to get there early because, yeah, but listen, I am going. I got to tell y'all a little story just in case you missed my video yesterday. Just in case you guys missed it yesterday, let me see. Kira says, I need Lions to jump out to 21-3 lead quick and just keep pacing from there. I'm tired of the analysts on ESPN disrespecting us. Man, you know what, man? I've been seeing that. I'm like, yo, it's like we don't even have the first seed. I mean, we are getting no love. First, the Commanders were going to kill us. The Vikings. Now, the San Francisco 49ers before them. Now the Commanders and all this stuff. Like, yo, man, listen, we'll go over the stats, but the Commanders we don't have to worry about them. And I'm trying not to be cocky, but the Detroit Lions we should be able to wipe the floor with. I'm not even lying. We should be able to wipe the floor with them, for real. That number 5 offense, but we'll get into that. Andrew in the middle, what's up? AJ, what's going on with you? I see why Florio's so mad. I was in a coma when JD won 10 Super Bowls and broke. Oh, was I in a coma? Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. Yo, Derek, what if we beat them? How the girls beat us last year on a failed 2-point conversion and help from the refs in conclusion for our revenge tour Dan Quinn was part of that team. You know what, man? I think the bigger narrative is the Lions. What's up, Jizz? Check me, Gridge, check me. These sports shows not showing us no love. We're not going to get any love until we win. That's it. And then when they still win, when we win, we still not going to get any love. Speaking of love, let me just say something real quick. So I pride myself on being a pretty decent human being, right? And I would never, ever, the only way I would fight anybody at a stadium is if my safety was in jeopardy, right? I'm not going to fight you over your team's allegiance, right? So I'm kind of disappointed because I get on this Minnesota Vikings podcast, this panel. These guys are cool. I forgot how I got up on there, but yesterday I was in the chat, and I understand now, like, that people are salty, man. When they lose, they salty. And it's so fitting, and we talked about this before, man, and that segment was a crash and burn, by the way, but I knew it was going to be. We talked about how when in 8 Mile, when Eminem wrote, you know, the Papa Doc battle, and he said, you know, everybody from the 313, then he goes, I know everything you're about to say against me, right? I am white. I am a bum. I do live in a trailer with my mom. My boy Future, you know. I do got a dumb friend named Cheddar Bob that shoots himself in the leg with his own gun. You know, all of that stuff, right? So he takes the power away from Papa Doc, right? So I'm in the chat, and Vikings fans, Packers fans, I don't really hear from Bears fans, but they are coping very hard right now. I mean, I try not to be biased in my takes, whether it's my team or not. I just tell it like it is. But the fellas I'm usually cool with, it got a little nasty yesterday. You know, I'm friendly banter in the comment section, and they taking shots at our team because they're at home. And I'm like, you ever been in a chat where they bring the Lions into it for no reason? Like, it's not, the Lions have no business being in this segment, but they find a way to bring our team in. That's what was happening yesterday. You think I'm going to sit there and let that stand? No, I'm going to say something about it. So it got a little nasty, you know what I'm saying? But I realized they have been drinking, and they're salty right now. And the one thing they keep saying is we haven't won one, right? Or we haven't been to one, and that we can't win one before them. So they're taking the Commanders, and they have no legitimate reason to take the Commanders except they're Minnesota Vikings fans. I'm one of them fans. I'm not going to root for my team just because they're my team, meaning I'm not going to pick my team. I can pick against my team. If I feel like a team is better, then I'm going to pick. Listen, here's the way it is. The way that the Lions offense is, they can fight, they can compete and beat with any team in the league, even Lamar Jackson. Now, are there teams that match up? We don't match up against? Yeah. The AFC teams out of the 3 that's going to make it, we go better. Patrick Mahomes is our best bet. Like, real talk. I mean, we don't got to deal with Derrick Henry or Lamar. We don't have to deal with Josh Allen or James Cook. We simply got to deal with Kelsey and really Patrick Mahomes, right? So do I want to match up against? No, not really. You know what I'm saying? But I know my team will give it all that they got. And I know that their offense can hang with anybody. You got to keep up with us. We are the number 1 offense in the National Football League. Teams are literally keeping up with us. You got the number 2 offense in the league in the Buffalo Bills. If you play the number 1 and 2 offenses, you literally cannot make a mistake. You know what a mistake is? A 3 and out. A 3 and out. If you go 3 and out against the number 2 offense in the league, you probably gonna need a turnover, right, to get back in it. So anyway, it was disappointing, man, because, you know, it's sad that people make it personal. You know, one of the guys on there was like, well, you know, I mean, his name is Derek after all. I was just like, what does my name have to do? It was, I don't know, it's kind of sad because this, you know, it was built on respect and stuff like that. So anyway, I'm feeling some type of way. Braylon says they mad because they styling them. They mad at the fact that the Lions aren't their punching bags anymore. You know what, Braylon, I think that's it. I think that's it, man. And you got all this hype, 14-3, and they thought they was going to come in. I mean, they was talking mad trash leading up to week 18, how they was going to do this and that, how Darnold was the MVP and da-da-da-da-da. And now we wipe the floor. They get the Rams wipe the floor. They going to Cancun, and now they mad. For what? I've never been like that, man. Washington is 3-0 against us in the playoffs, just another record. we gonna shatter. Yeah, hey, Fresh and Fly, I was just about to ask, man, are you nervous? Are you nervous, man? Because I've been seeing a lot of people like, oh, like, are we really going back to 1992 to talk about the Commanders? Like, I've been seeing, well, you know, the last time these teams met in the playoffs, it was the, I'm like, bruh, we going 30 plus years? We going back 32 years? Come on, man. Like, that's what they're going by? It's crazy. Braylon with the dono, I appreciate you, big dog, says they mad and salty at the fact that the Lions are not their punching bags no more. I cannot stand it. Yeah, it's a hot mess. Hey, listen, Chappelle, I went over that. I just dropped a video on Lions Syndicate. We're going to go over that today. Lions have the 7th best scoring defense, and Commanders fans act like it's a trash defense. And that's why I know for a fact we're going to turn into the Chiefs. If we win, our fan base is going to be insufferable. It really is. And I think part of it is warranted. You know, I always look to try to be humble and stuff like that. And I think mostly I'm going to remain humble. But like I was when I went to the Minnesota Vikings game, we at the Bills game. And they're like, oh, you know, Josh Allen, he doing this thing. We can't seem to stop him. And they're talking smack. And I'm like, y'all got to beat the Chiefs. Like, this game is, okay, so what? We're still the first seed. Y'all got to beat the Chiefs. You're doing all that yapping. Beat the Chiefs first. Make it to a Super Bowl. Oh, how about them 4 in a row, right? So every time somebody say, well, you guys have never been, don't let us win a championship before Buffalo, before Minnesota, all of that stuff. So, anyway. Rams are the only team that has me nervous. Very hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. Great show. Thank you, BTC. Where does that come from? Like, we beat the Minnesota Vikings 4 times in a row, right? I don't understand where these narratives come from. Are they putting them in your head? And I'm not talking about just you, bro. I'm talking about, like, what is that? You can't beat team. I mean, I don't understand. We're like 7-1 in the division, or what are we in the division in the past 3 years? It's something insane, man. Chiefs Lions Super Bowl indeed. Yeah, but Derek, you don't think the fan base being salty is a product of the media? Hey, Chappelle, us, our fan base, or Washington, or Minnesota? I think it can be, but I think it's part of being a fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Chiefs were bad for so long. The Lions fan base. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely it is. 100%. Because not only do we get beat down by our other fan bases, we get beat down by the media. That's literally why I can probably say that 99.9% of the people you see on YouTube are here because of what the mainstream media was doing to our team. I know that's why I'm here. I know that's why I want to start a network, my own little sports company, because, matter of fact, I've already started it, but that's why I want to take it even further, because the narrative outside of Detroit, I had this clown on the Minnesota Vikings podcast was talking about the city of Detroit like you walk in and you get shot. I'm like, bro, Baltimore is worse than this. Like, come on, man. Anyway, just everything that they say about our city, man, it's kind of crazy. What's up, Jay? What's good with you? Jason says if Stafford is hot, he is dangerous, and Cup and the Kool-Aid can change a game. I'm going to say this. All right. Let's get straight into it. I made a segment a couple days ago about narrative and things like that, and we did update the narrative in the NFL changes, but we've talked about this, and I literally made a segment a couple days ago about us being scared, us as a fan base being scared of the Washington Commanders, and I know what's going to happen next time. We're going to be scared of Saquon Barkley. We're going to be scared of A.J. Brown. We're going to be scared of Stafford. I listen, we've talked about this, and this is no shot to anybody in the chat, but we've got to change, y'all. I get it, man. You've got decades of loser inside of you. You got to get it out. Our offense is the number 1 offense in the league. Teams have to catch. They have to be able to play keep up with us. They have to be able. Why are we acting like this? I don't understand why this is a thing. Matthew Stafford, A.J. Brown, we have literally gone up against some of the best wide receivers. Justin Jefferson had under 60 yards in week 18, if I'm not mistaken. The Lions have the number 1 third down defense in the league. Number 3 red zone, somewhere around there. We have to stop being like this. What is there to fear? Like, I think about this, and I'm watching the games, and I'm thinking about, okay, were the Denver Broncos nervous that they were going to play the Buffalo Bills? Are the Houston Texans going into Arrowhead with the crappy weather saying, you know what, we really don't belong here? We're scared of this team. We're scared of the great and powerful Patrick Mahomes. No, they're not. You think the Washington Commanders are coming in here saying they're scared of the first seed Detroit Lions? I don't. The only thing I can say about this, and I don't know what's going to change it. Is a Super Bowl going to change this? Is because after the Commanders, with the Commanders, we got to worry about McLaurin. We got to worry about, mobile quarterbacks and Jaden Daniels is like a $105. He looked like a $105. Maybe he not. I don't know. Y'all said he 212 pounds. Okay, he carries it very well. But I saw this dude fly up in the air like the greatest American hero yesterday or last week in the wild card round, right? He is their team. He is their team. We have so much depth. And I'm not talking about roster depth. I'm talking about depth. Our team is deep. We have a quarterback that doesn't get a ton of credit. We got a 12th overall pick that literally 95% of the NFL media world was shunning and condemning this pick. We've got a guy who is battling in Aiden Hutchinson to come back. We've got a dude, David Montgomery, who has nothing but praise from not only Penei Sewell, Dan Campbell, the whole 9. I don't understand why we are like this. I am going into tomorrow's, and maybe we're trying to hold back being haughty. But what I'm realizing about like making content and being a fan of an up-and-coming team is that there is a point where you can feel, I understand now why the Chiefs fan base, why you cannot stand them. And sad to say, I think that's going to become us. You lose for decades. This is a team that has never been to a Super Bowl, one of 4 teams to never be, one of 13 to never win. If we get 1 win, then now I already know what we're going to be thinking, right? We're going to be ahead, but we're going to be thinking dynasty because you win 2 in a row. It's a dynasty. And I think back to last year, had we made the Super Bowl, we beat the Kansas City Chiefs, and we're a better football team this year. We could legitimately be looking at a repeat right now, but we got to get to the first one. But stop being like this. And I think what I believe is it is 60 years of damage. It really is. It's trying to get that SOL mentality out. I'm going to tell you what. As I've been watching the Lions, I remember in, 2022? Saquon Barkley was the leading rusher at the time. We played the New York Giants. Do you know, now granted, their offensive line is not the Eagles' offensive line, but do you know we held him to like 15 yards? He was killing everybody, and we held him to 15 yards, right? Like, we go in with this mindset that we're scared of these people. And even Josh Allen had his way. I'm sitting there watching this guy. I'm like, there are some things you just can't stop. Josh Allen is one of them things, right? But I'm watching, and I'm like, this team can beat anybody. They really can. We have to stop being like this. There's no need to fear anybody, okay? Especially with Detroit being, these games are going to be at home. And I'm going to tell you what, we are going to be behind this team. So we have to go in there with the mindset that we're going to win, that nobody can, that we're not going to get run over. We're not. And if the defense can't stop anybody, then the offense got to carry the load. All right. We got to stop being like this, man. I don't know. What is it going to take for us to not be like this anymore? Scary Terry is not a world beater. 31-32 can eliminate him. That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, let me pull this up. All right. And yes, so you might see, where's this at? Okay, here it is. You might see like, multiple videos from me about similar things. Okay, let's go here. Gotta find this. Okay, here we go. All righty. So we'll go here. All right. We'll make this a super quick. Here, where we at? Let me pull up the chat. Hold on. Braylon says, I blame sports media. Real talk, we have to probably win 2 Super Bowls before they will give us respect. You know what, Andrew? I believe that. I believe that 100%. They hyped up Stroud the same way. What's up, Valhalla? What's going on, man? Grid, I'm going to need your Detroit Lions to chill. What's up, my man? The Lions better knock my Commanders out, because if it's by decision, the Lions lose. Really? Okay. Because y'all won 5 consecutive walk-off games? Really? Okay. All right. Against New Orleans, not in the playoffs. Against Philly, whose quarterback got hurt. Against Atlanta, not in the playoffs. Against Dallas, not in the playoffs. Really? Okay. What's up, D. James? What's good with you? Says, what up, though, with the dono? Appreciate you. Says, did you see my opinion on New York slogan for you? On a new slogan for you? I did not. I did not. Put it in the comment or email me. What's up here, Johnny? What's going on? All right, let's get right into it. We're going to do a expedited version of this, man, because I made this video already. I just released it on Lion Syndicate. All right, the Detroit Lions are 1 win away from their second consecutive NFC Championship game. This time a little different. We are the first seed, and we will have the opportunity to host the NFC Championship game for the first time ever. That's another thing, too, as we listen to the yap, yap, yap of Commanders fans. As we listen to them yap, I feel it. I understand they feeling themselves. We've been there. I get it. But sometimes you got to be humble, all right? That's another thing, too. This crowd going to be crazy tomorrow. Absolutely insane, right? We got to get through the Washington Commanders, and we're going to go through this real quick, so let's get it. This is the ESPN matchup predictor. 27% chance for the Washington Commandos to win. 73 for the Detroit Lions. There is no tie in the playoffs, so that's where the tie percentage is gone. So that's why it's an even, clean percentage. Jaden Daniels, we're going to go real quick. We're just going to say he got 35-68, 25 TDs, 9 interceptions. Jared Goff, 46-29, 37 TDs, 12 interception. Jaden Daniels, their leading rusher with 891 yards. Jameer Sonic Gibbs, I did not realize that he had 1,400 yards. If he would have been the lead back for most of the season, like without sharing carries, it is possible that he could have been very close to 2,000 yards. Yes, I'm giving him that much credit. McLaurin is going to be 1096, 13 touchdowns. Amon-Ra St. Brown. And I forgot to mention this in my Lion Syndicate video, but we're going to talk about who I think the X factor is. Right now, Kevin Zeitler out, all good. Pat O'Connor out, all good. We'll find a way. Here it is. Right now, Washington Commanders. They went 5-0, including a playoff victory against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All walk-off wins. All of them. The Detroit Lions have averaged. Look at this. Now, yeah, they got the number 5. They're not going to beat us with 20 points. They're not going to beat us. We put up 31 on a bad day. Stop playing, bro. Okay? They getting on my nerve, dog. They getting on my nerve. Let's go and let's look at the matchup predictor as far as the points comparison or rankings comparison. Detroit is on the right. The left, and Washington is on the right. Points per game, 1-5. Total offense, 2-7. Rushing offense, 6-3. Passing offense, 2-17. Third down offense, 4-6. Red zone efficiency, 3-6. And giveaways, 6-8. The Detroit Lions, out of the 7 statistical categories, only trail in 2 of them, which is rushing offense. And there is another one as well, which is, I thought it was 2. Maybe it's just 1. The defense, Detroit on the left, and Commanders on the right. Points per game, 7 to 18. Total defense, 20 to 13. Rushing defense, 5 to 30. Passing defense, 30 to 3. They're like literally yin and yang right here. Third down defense, best in the league, 1 to 15. Red zone efficiency, 7 to 22. Giveaways, 10th to 20th. All right. Who do I think the X factor for tomorrow is going to be? I forgot to mention this. I'm mad at myself because this guy's been quiet the last couple of games. Jamison Williams will be the X factor in tomorrow's matchup. The Commanders are miserable against the run. They are third to last against the run. Jamison Williams, what does he love to do? What is one of his favorite plays? The end around. And I think we see it at least once tomorrow. I think it breaks big, maybe even to the house. We might see a duplicate of the NFC Championship game in San Francisco. He's always good for one. We're going to see him. To me, he's going to be the X factor on the ground for the Detroit Lions. We know what he can do during the air. And you know what? It's time for him to break out. It's time for J-Mo. He had a quiet game. Minnesota seemed to have his number outside of that big catch, his first touchdown of in his NFL career. They seem to, the last two games they've played him, they've kind of contained him. But guess what? They in Cancun. He going to have a big day tomorrow. Expect that to happen. Let me know your thoughts, man. What do you think of the game happening tomorrow or whenever you watch this, the divisional round? They getting on my nerve, bro. All of this talk. Position by position, the Lions are better. I have zero belief that the Lions can lose this game. I don't have it either. Only it's a lot of reasons, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. We got to stop acting like Charmin, bro. Charmin is a toilet paper. It's not our fan base. Stop all this. I think we're coping with the letdown. I've thought about that. What happens? I mean, anything but winning the Super Bowl. I'm telling you, making the Super Bowl is the only thing I'll be happy with. Like making the Super Bowl. Would I prefer to make it and win it? Absolutely. Because that takes us to, at that point, we're in history. Nobody thinks about the team that lost, right? What is that? What is that? What's the Nelly lyric? Something's not a winner and two nobody remembers or something like that. Like that's what the Super Bowl is. Nobody cares about the runner-up, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to finish the job. If we get there, I want to be able to finish the job. So that's what I want to be able to do. I think Montgomery is coming back if he's I think Montgomery coming back is big if he's healthy. You know, Valhalla, I think he is healthy, man, because I really don't believe that the Lions, I think Montgomery will want to come back, but the Lions, the way that they are, man, with their bringing people back, they don't play around. So I think that he is. But what I'm thinking is, okay, 5 weeks ago, this was season ending. How do you go from season ending to like you can play? So I don't know. Maybe team doctors are too quick to rule somebody out. Get back, Joe, in the building with the dono. Appreciate you. Said let's use the 92 playoff game as a reference. We are the home team now. You see what happened? The road team, even though we had Barry Sanders. Hey, listen. I totally could see that tomorrow. I'm trying to be cool and calm and collected. I could see an absolute destroy. Here's what I want to see the Lions do tomorrow. I want to see that they win the toss and they defer. Put the defense out there first, and then after that, destroy them. Absolutely destroy them. That's what I want to see happen. Let me see. So we've talked about Ben Johnson. We've talked about Aaron Glenn. We've talked about a host of people. I want to save something. I got a couple videos coming out on Lions Syndicate today, but I saw something that it's very curious. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. We about to do this live on air, man. 2 is not a winner and 3 nobody remembers. There you go, Aaron. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. I'm about to do this live with y'all, man. I'm going to the game tomorrow, and the weather's supposed to be a little choppy. It's supposed to be a little choppy. It's supposed to be 20-something degrees at game time. And I am... Hold on, there we go. I'm a walker, all right? I don't mind walking at all. Because that's what I do. Oh, hold on. Oh, see, they playing games, bro. What? Okay. They playing games. Mm-hmm. They playing games, bro. I need to book this. As soon as we get off, I need to book my ticket. So I'm looking. Did y'all hear about the parking lot that was trying to charge $1,000 for parking? I found my spot, bro. I found my spot. I need to get this right now. Can I get this right now? Oh, they tripping. Hold on. They tripping, bro. Arrive after 7. Heck, you know. Where we at? I need to get up in there at least. Let me see. 4:30. Oh, wait a minute, bro. Okay, let me do this after I get off. They tripping, bro. I usually park off Griswold. What's this one? Lafayette, is that covered? That's covered too. All right. Let me see what we talking about. 8 a.m. Dude, they giving me the whole day for $29 though. That's not bad. That's not bad. Detroit is shutting them down. Yeah, $1,000, man. They shutting them down. It was some parking lots that they found out on the app. I forgot the name of the app that they were charging $1,000, and they came. It was 3 parking lots in Detroit, and they shut them down. But I'm a walker. I don't mind walking. The only thing that sucks now is it's winter time, and for the Rams game, it was cold. It wasn't any snow outside, but it was cold, man. Like your nose hairs. You know it's cold if the nose hairs start freezing. The mustache. Remember that weekend that it was wild card weekend, and Andy Reid was out there freezing, and Miami had to go to Arrowhead? It was that weekend. It was cold, and I walked about a mile. I don't mind walking. Like I'm not paying $200, $300 to park to be a sneeze away from the stadium. I walk. By the time you get going good, you turning on brush and you heading down, bro. So I got me some utility gloves. I'm taking them and we doing our thing. I will not be bringing Aiden Hutchinson because I'm going to be on the top in the threes. So it's not going to be a point to do them. Call an early Uber. Hey, I don't mind walking. I don't mind walking, y'all. Driving through the D, get in the hot tub, machine room for 57. Max Crosby spoke. Hey, Steve, that's what I was going to talk about. I'm going to talk about that on Lion Syndicate today. Max Crosby. You know what? Let's just do it. So I made a video about Max Crosby last week, and good old Max Crosby, he been kind of talking. And I think this, the big bravado of, hey, hoopity-hoo-ha, it's the season. I get it, bro. And you know what? I respect Max. And I've been saying this. I mean it. I respect Max Crosby. I do. I think part of me wants him part of the Detroit Lions. Now, I'm not going to go back on what I would prefer. I would prefer it to be, in my opinion, all right, Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, then Max Crosby. Okay, so he's last on that list of 3. However, I wouldn't be mad. Now, this is what I want y'all to understand, okay? Please understand this. We talk about salary cap, and I think that I made a video about y'all just tripping like the Lions would go broke. First of all, Brad Holmes ain't going broke. Secondly, Max Crosby is not going to break the Detroit Lions. He is the 10th highest paid pass rusher right now. Yes, we got to take care of Aiden. Yes, we got to take care of Kirby. Yes, we will. Max Crosby, I tell you what, you talk about the ultimate hometown discount. Oh, guess what? He probably going to take one. Max Crosby, because you get to a point where you're winning, and that's what matters. I saw yesterday on NFL Throwback, shout out to the Super Chat, if you can walk from 75 and Mac, park in my free Plex for free. Appreciate that. I saw something, NFL Throwback YouTube channel. The top 10 players that have not won a playoff game. Number 1 was the great Calvin Johnson. But on that list, and I didn't even realize this, Khalil Mack has never won a playoff game. I just found out that TJ Watt has never won a playoff game. Sometimes winning means more. Zadarius Smith said 3rd time's a charm. He's trying to win it all. And that's what matters, right? So Max Crosby is on Good Morning Football today, dressed in a suit and tie, looking like Justin Timberlake, and he talking about Dan Campbell. And then I forgot about this, and I started getting a little excited. Now, I don't want to talk about the offseason like that. And the pass rushing position is probably one of the only things about the offseason that I'll address. But he got on his Justin Timberlake suit and tie. All right, shout out to the 2020 experience. If you know, you know. And they bring up the Detroit Lions. And he says that all he hears is the great things about the Detroit Lions and how his teammate, Amik Robertson, plays for Dan Campbell. And they be chopping it up on the phone. I was like, oh, okay, so we got a connection here between Mad Max and our current team. And then he said that people keep telling him, man, we want you to play for Dan Campbell. I'm like, but you know what I didn't hear? I didn't hear the same swag during the season. But like I said, I understand Max. He's not going to be in the season like, yo, you know, I don't really want to be here, blah, blah, blah. He in war. Max is a team player. Right? So he going to war with these guys. He not going to say, I don't want to be here during the season. So I respect that. But now that season ain't here, their season is over. Now that Antonio Pierce, he gone, Max is letting it all hang out. He airing everything. He don't care. They have no general manager. They have no head coach. And Ben Johnson is not going to save this team. You know why? Because I almost called the man Woody, because Mark Davis is still the owner. Max Crosby could be a Detroit Lion. I was over it. I was over it, bro. But I don't want to bring in the you know what? You know, let me see. I think I got it. I think I can bring in the audio without showing it. And then I'll do something else on Lion Syndicate. Let me be real quick here. Let me pull this up. So what we're going to do, we're going to listen to this audio, okay, by Max Crosby. Y'all just have to look at my face in the meantime. Here we go. This is Max Crosby on Good Morning Football earlier today.
You're on our show for a reason. You want to hang and talk football for a couple hours. You're going to be on game day morning all weekend long, which is great. You clearly will sit and watch and unpack the teams that are playing this weekend. One of them is your hometown Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the way that this thing has been built in Detroit and just your relationship with that logo?
Yeah, it kind of bothers me, because I had to wait my whole childhood for them to be good. Now that I'm in the league, I'm in another team, Super Bowl contender. So selfishly, I'm kind of mad at them. You know what I mean? But in all realness, seeing what Dan Campbell has built, hearing what those guys say about him, Meek Robertson, former teammates out there. Mm-hmm. Pat O'Connor was my teammate at Eastern Michigan. Yeah. He's there with Detroit. And everybody says the same thing. They're like, I hope one day, you just get to, be able to be in that locker room with Coach Campbell. Like, he's incredible. They said he'll literally die for the players. Like, he lives by that. The things you see in the locker room post game and the interviews and everything, like, that's who he is. People kind of clowned him at first. They're like, the kneecaps and all this stuff is out of this world. But, like, he truly lives by that. Yep. And I know that for a fact. So it's incredible to see. And just for the city of Detroit, my mom was born, raised in Detroit. My, aunts and uncles. I grew up in Michigan, right down the street. It's incredible to see for the city because it's been some long years, and the Lions haven't won in a long time. And now you see the Pistons winning, the Red Wings are winning. Yeah, so I get to watch from a distance. Like, even the Tigers, are back winning. I'm like, damn. I'm like, now I'm in Vegas. I was like, my whole childhood, I was in a tough place. So
you can still appreciate.
There you go. Sorry, I was on mute there. There you go. And if you could see his face, first of all, he cleans up pretty nice, right? This was, to me, a very transparent Max Crosby. You get tired of losing. Losing has an effect on you. It does, right? He's tired of it. Now, I'm not really tripping on the money because I think Max Crosby would take a hometown discount. I truly believe that. First of all, he's from here. Secondly, he's approaching 30. You're not going to get top pass rusher money at 30. And I think the way that Brad Holmes is with the cap, and don't forget the salary cap goes up every single year. It's slated to be $275 million this season. Only people we have to worry about is what we're going to do with Kirby Joseph. We're going to extend him. I don't know if we're giving him $72 million or whatever that is. That's a lot. We also have to decide what we're going to do with Hutch. Outside of that, we got a lot of guys. We don't have to worry about that many guys. I went over it in the video already. So Max Crosby seems like he trying to come home. At this point, you're not going to hear a single complaint from me for a pass rusher, whether it's Max, Miles, TJ, Khalil. It doesn't matter. So let me know. If you can, check out the clip on Good Morning Football. Max Crosby sound like he trying to come home. Let me know what you think. Yo, Sports Talk with Rob. What up, though? What up, though? Listen, shout out to everybody. Listen, y'all love Max Crosby. I don't know. Tell me what it is. What's up, Andrew? What is it about Max that y'all love? Because I make a lot of videos. Max Crosby, it's just something about this guy. I don't know what it is. Y'all eat them videos up. He is a draw. You talking about like fire content? Watch this video is going to blow up on Lion Syndicate. I promise you that. As a matter of fact, I made a video on Syndicate Sports Detroit XL. It started out slow, and it's got over 16,000 views. And guess who's about? Max Crosby. Gabe says Michigan, throw some soup in Mark Davis' face or something. While Jason says, I kind of would rather get someone in the draft. Okay, Jason, here's the thing. We can still do that, my brother. Max Crosby don't stop none of that. The Lions need a lot of help. They need a lot of help. Would I be willing to give up my first-round pick for him? Yeah, I would. I would. Because I believe that Brad Holmes, as long as you don't draft Broderick Martin 2.0, I think that you can get a steal in the third round. The problem is we don't have a third round. But I'm going to tell you what's a win-win situation for the Detroit Lions. Aaron Glenn takes a head coaching job. We get a third-round compensatory pick for this year and next year. That replaces, now we have a third-round pick. We could trade for Max Crosby, give up our first-round pick. Right now we're picking 25 and beyond. Right? Or 24 and beyond, at least. 24 and beyond. So that's Terrion Arnold. That's right where Terrion was picked. And we had to trade up to get him. Right? So for me, because I think we were initially like 28, 29. So that I'm giving that up for Max 100%. Max, Miles, TJ, it doesn't matter. I'll give that up for him. And I'll clean up on the back end. You know who else I get? I go get Khalil Mack. I go get everybody. Listen, the weakest part on our team is our pass rush. The weakest part. You can even say that Christian Mahogany is Christian Mahogany is better than Broderick Martin. And he was drafted in what, the 5th round, 6th round, something like that. Origin says, hometown story is always fire. We need Sauce too. I don't know, man. That would be crazy. Lions just dream team, Sauce. We just bring everybody home. You can get a good edge or CB in the second round. I say CB because Mosley will not be a Lion next year. One day we will call in on the live shows. One day can we call in? Yeah, Rob. One day, bro. One day. I'll get it one day. I got a lot of off-season work to do on the change up the graphics and all that other stuff. When we seeing someone that looks like them and he has a tattoo rebel, I love it. Only talk about these pass rushers because Hutch went down and we were desperate. As of today, we don't really need Max, Miles, or Trey. Steven, that is false. That is false. 100%. And the stats prove that that's false. They do. They do. They do. We haven't. Okay. This is kind of an impromptu conversation, but you guys know how I feel about sacks. I didn't even realize that sacks weren't even a recorded stat until like the early 80s, which is crazy to me. So I was born and what was it? What was it? It was a tackle. So it wasn't a sack, right? So I guess it was a tackle. So there's a lot of unofficial sack leaders out there. But somebody in the comment section mentioned just something about how we have said, this is coming from Stephen S., said, we only talk about all these pass rushers because Hutch went down and we were desperate. As of today, we don't really need Miles, Max, or Trey. And I disagree with that. So I want to know what you guys think in the chat, in the comment section. Here's why I disagree with that. I think the Lions defense is getting more credit than they deserve. They are. Pass rush is pathetic. It's pathetic. It will not be any better next year unless Brad Holmes does something about it. Now, the retort to this is we don't need Miles, Max, or Trey, is that we can draft somebody in the draft, okay? We have a late first-round pick. We have a late second-round pick. We have no third-round pick. We have to take a chance on the fourth, fifth, or whatever we have. That's that, right? Our defensive line is completely depleted. Marcus Davenport was on a one-year deal. Aleem McNeil, we don't even know if he's going to be ready to go by the start of the season. And if so, is he going to be 100%? He will not play unless he's 100%. Aiden Hutchinson, he probably will come back. But that's 2 out of the 4 starters that we had going into 2024 that we'll have on the team. We still need 2 more, right? Either way it goes, we need an edge opposite Hutch. Now you could say, okay, that edge is Zadarius Smith. Okay, cool. Zadarius Smith is a mid-level pass rusher. I love him. Don't get me wrong. I love him. He fits in perfectly here. No disrespect. He's also 32 years old. He'll probably be 33 years old. Now, Khalil Mack is 34 and is still that guy. But what happens when Zadarius needs a breather? Right now, if Zadarius fills in for Davenport, then what happens? But the reason that I don't want to trust it to a draft pick when you can get somebody established is because we know what this established person can do. Let's use this for example. The Detroit Lions did not sack Josh Allen one time. As a matter of fact, put it in the comment section because this is all off the top of the head. The quarterbacks that we are facing potentially in the AFC Super Bowl, right? If we make the Super Bowl, will be Josh Allen. We faced him this year. We did not sack him. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Lamar Jackson, 2023. We did not sack him. Patrick Mahomes, the first game of the 2023 season. We did not sack him. We did not sack him, right? Let's look at the Buffalo Bills versus the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos had the most sacks in the NFL in the regular season. They sacked Josh Allen 4 times. You know why they lost? Because it's the Buffalo Bills, the second offense in the league. The Denver Broncos just barely made the dance. That's why they lost, right? It's hard to stop the second offense in the league. But they sacked Josh Allen. But their offense couldn't do anything. And then eventually the defense, they struck first, right? Sacks are a big deal. They are important. And we will see that. We will see that. Now, I'm not saying that the Detroit Lions can't win it all with no sacks. But when it matters, can we get to the quarterback? We will see. And right now, we can't. We can't. So for me, I'm taking an established pass rusher. I'm also adding one in the draft because that's how pathetic our defensive line is. And if you look at the history of Brad Holmes drafting a defensive line, how many standouts on that defensive line do we have? Aiden Hutchinson, Aleem McNeil. We did not draft a single defensive lineman that you can say matters outside of those 2. Are you going to say Josh Pascal matters? Or are you going to be Homer? Are you going to say Levi matters? Or are you going to be a Homer? I heard Dan Campbell talking about Muhammad, and I'm thinking, you know what? Muhammad he could wind up on a 53 next year. He could wind up praising high praise. And that's all great and wonderful. But if we have an opportunity to get a game-changing pass rusher, then we need to do that. We need to do that. So that's my thoughts. I disagree. Let me know what you think in the comments. What's up, Spirit of Detroit? What's good with you, bro? KC's O-line is trash. These streams are good stuff, Grid. Much respect. Good luck to your Lions. Appreciate you, Valhalla. As for the pass rush, just because your car can drive doesn't mean you should ignore the check engine light. Had a Commanders fan on my channel. They cool people, but some of them are out of their mind, just like the Lions fans. Yeah, I agree. It's on both sides, man. It's on. I think we have kind of earned the right to talk a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we are more established in recent history, but you know, everybody got a right to talk. So that's just my thing, man. The beating of the sack dead horse continues. Bro, Tim, it ain't going to stop, dog. It ain't going to stop. That's just period. It's not going to stop. And it's all based off statistics. Go look at the stats. I keep telling y'all, the Philadelphia Eagles, when they went to the Super Bowl, they had 70 sacks. The Baltimore Ravens, they led the league in sacks last year. Why didn't they go to the Super Bowl? Their quarterback. The Denver Broncos led the league in sacks this year. Why didn't they go? Why didn't they get out the first round? Their offense, right? I want y'all to understand something. Don't let the offense fool you. Eventually, ladies and gentlemen, you got to be able to get to the quarterback. You cannot let. Now, it just so happens that we're going to have to go against the toughest three people. I mean, even if C.J. Stroud made it, we barely touched him. We sacked him, once or twice? And it was James Houston, who's no longer on the team. Why is this an argument? I don't understand this. I don't understand. Listen, okay, please help me out, people. I'm literally just going off stats. I need you guys to have a legit conversation with me, okay? How do you explain the fact that our sack leader has been out of the NFL? He's been on injured reserve for 95 days, and he still leads our team in sacks. How do you explain that Zadarius Smith, who got here a month after Hutch was hurt, is second in sacks? Why is this a conversation? Our offense is winning us games. Our third down defense is winning us games. Our red zone defense is winning us games. Our pass rush is not winning us games. When it matters, can we get to the quarterback? That's what I want to know. I don't understand. What's up, Lamico? Says Lions Syndicate term sack was coined by, yes, Deacon Jones. I actually watched that yesterday. I found out that he coined. But when did they make it a stat, though? Hutch needs more help. Y'all need to understand. I don't think people understand that the pass rush also benefits the secondary benefits. And you know what, Chappelle? We don't even have that. We don't even have a pass rush. That's when I say pass rush, I mean it all. I mean pressure altering the quarterback. We don't even have that. Like, it's really, really weak. Raw Detroit in the building. What's up, big dog? Says, yes, we need a pass rush. We've been saying this for years, Grid. We need to double up on the pass rush, especially with Hutch and Davenport going down. I agree, man. James Houston, sorry, but still has, but has that. Wait, James Houston, sorry, but still has that. He's a Detroit Lion on his Instagram. Aw, really? Derek, we went from wanting a decent pass rusher to help Hutch, now wanting every star pass rusher on our team, and we can't win ridiculous. No. And if we don't, no. Listen, that's not what it is. All right. I've been saying this for years. That's not what it is. Here's what I've been asking Brad Holmes to do. Okay. I've been asking Brad Holmes from year one, address the defensive line, the pass rush. And you've done okay. You get interior guys, right? You get guys that's going to get 5-6 sacks. You take care. You go get DJ Reader, 3-sack guy. You go get Aleem McNeil. Okay? Our interior line, defensive line, like this is our sack leaders. Hutch, since he been here. Aleem McNeil. Hutch, Aleem McNeil. Now, as far as your every star pass rusher, no, that's not it. I'm just saying, Brad, go get somebody that ain't whack. Okay, that's all I'm saying. In 2020, what has Brad Holmes done? He's thrown all his marbles into the secondary. Emmanuel Mosley, Cam Sutton. Yes, Cam Sutton. Terrion Arnold, Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph, Carlton Davis. He's thrown buckets into the secondary. When it comes to the pass rush, the defensive line, what does he do? DJ Reader is the best free agent defensive lineman that he signed. We traded up for Broderick Martin. So I'm not saying a star pass rusher. What I'm saying is somebody who can get to the quarterback. Somebody who ain't coming off an injury. Somebody who can get to the quarterback. That's all I'm saying, bro. And if that person is Myles Garrett, if that person is TJ Watt, if that person is Max, if that person is Trayvon Walker, if that person is Trey, go get him. That's what I'm saying. You don't even do that. We went and got Marcus Davenport. We didn't get Jonathan Grenard. We didn't get Andrew Van Ginkel. Andrew Van Ginkel is better than anybody on our team right now. Like, that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying a superstar. I'm saying somebody that can make some noise. That's all I'm saying. We don't get those guys. We go get Davenport, who literally is known for being injured. That's all I'm saying, bro. And I'm going to tell you, and so last year, Brad Holmes does what in the offseason? He goes to get DJ Reader, and he brings in Marcus Davenport, a 3-sack dude, and a dude coming off 4 games. Matter of fact, he played what? Yeah, he played 4 games and got 2 sacks. And then what do you know? He didn't even play 4 games in Detroit. That's all I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying. Using the Bills game is not a good example. We literally had guys off the street, not going to lie. The Bills game as a, what do you mean not using it as a Bill? That's why we had guys off the street, because we didn't do anything in the offseason. I don't understand this, bro. I don't understand this. Our team is full of guys off the street. Emmanuel Mosley. What are we doing here? What are we doing, man? Listen, if they win the Super Bowl, I'm still going to be complaining about the pass rush because I want a dynasty. I don't understand this. I don't understand. Okay, do you think, let me ask y'all think I'm asking too much? You think I'm asking too much to get somebody at this? You know what, Brad, go get Khalil Mack. I will take 34-year-old Khalil Mack right now in the offseason. On March 11th, breaking news, the Detroit Lions have just signed Khalil Mack to a 2-year deal. I would jump through the roof. Why? Because he's better than anybody not named Aiden Hutchinson. Even now, Khalil Mack is a better pass rusher than Zadarius Smith at getting to the quarterback. I would take that. That's how ecstatic I would be. Because do we see the same thing? It's like the success of the team clouds the judgment of the pass rusher. I'm not saying superstar. Okay, I'm not necessarily. I'm saying, but the reason you're a superstar is because you get to the quarterback. We don't even have a star on our team. We got, listen, Hutch, superstar. Aleem McNeil, star. DJ Reader, he can be, right? You take him out, what else? Was Davenport ever a star? No. This is a thing. Why did the Lions even trust those guys off the street? Well, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Guys off the street, what else were we going to do? We've been in the first, we have been at the top of the waiver wire. We literally had to take dudes off the street. We had to take guys off the street. And why are we picking up guys off the street? Because we didn't do anything in free agency. And then our offense is carrying us most of the way. And now we're last in the waiver wire. What are we doing here? Khalil Mack can still play at a high level. Absolutely. Derek, no. I said the fans, not you. Oh, okay. Listen, I don't want a star pass rusher. I would love a star pass rusher. Don't get me wrong, okay? I'm not saying for Brad to break the bank. One thing I see is that Brad is a smart guy. He is not going to break the bank. I'm like, yo, you paid Panay Sewell. You paid Amon-Ra. You about to pay Kirby. Hutch going to get a massive deal. And he doing all of that, and we still got money. So I know I can trust him there. I know I can trust him. I know he's not going to do, even if he brought in a Max Crosby, a Myles Garrett, he's not going to break the bank. Okay? DJ Chark, he brought him in and voided 2 years of his contract, right? Gave him $10 million guaranteed, and we still paying him, by the way. This is the last year. Well, we might be done because the season's over. We were still paying DJ Chark, right? So Brad is smart with the money. But I'm just like, yo, and I'm not saying like we can't draft somebody, but what Brad Holmes cannot do is he cannot miss on the defensive line this year. You cannot miss, bro. Josh Pascal, kind of a miss, right? 2nd round pick, kind of a miss. Josh was a 2nd round pick. Levi, 2nd round pick, kind of a miss. Okay? Out of the defensive line that Brad Holmes has drafted, what are the hits? Who is a hit? Not named Aleem McNeil or Aiden Hutchinson. Can you say anybody else is a hit for where they were drafted? Oh, Zan, you good. You good, bro. I'm just... Okay. I want Brad to re-sign Carlton Davis and keep him Meek. Okay, how much would you pay Carlton? Matter of fact, let's look and see what his market value. Last time I looked, they didn't see it. I didn't see it. Let's see what it is. I wouldn't be mad if we sign him either, because that means that we will have some continuity going into year 2 of Terrion Arnold. And maybe, just maybe, because I promise you, man, Brad Holmes is doing something in that secondary again. I just don't, I need him to address, and if he's going to use draft picks in the secondary, then why not go get a free agent, right? A free agent on the defensive line. Carlton Davis contract. What's up, Lupe? What's good, man? It would be great if the Lions just had to blow out this game. Hey, Bees, I would love that. I need Brad to draft a pass rusher that's healthy, not recently recovering from injury. Okay, so the Sawyer kid, right? Where do y'all think he's going to go? Because I've been hearing a lot of people saying that that's the guy they want. Okay, let me see. So his market value, Carlton Davis, his market value is not here. And they won't let me see his prior contract. Okay, what would you want to sign Carlton to? Malik says Josh was a hit. Josh, stop, bro. Stop it. No. Can we not do this, bro? Okay, define hit. Levi was a second-round pick, and Josh was a second-round pick. How can we say that they were hits? Here's a crazy article. Gee, imagine that, where the Lions had... Yes, Steve, I made a video about that yesterday, bro. Okay, but y'all got to remember, the Lions are picking right now in the bottom 8, right? Who are we going to get in that area? The best thing is players want to come now. I have no worries. Remember, Carlton restructured his contract when we traded. Yes, but he also is out of. He's. This is the last year of his deal. He didn't restructure. He didn't add more years. What's up, D-Riv? What's going on, man? You're not getting Abdul Carter from Penn State. Yeah, his name I've been hearing a lot about too. Brad will draft an edge rusher in the first round and a DT in the second. Okay, all right. Well, we'll see. I have a feeling like Brad's just gonna be like, you know what? Give me a linebacker, give me a cornerback. I had this feeling, man. He just gonna say, forget the D line. I don't know, man. There's two things that Brad did for me that, like, taking Hutch was a no-brainer, and trading for Zadarius Smith. Like, I'm shocked at the Zadarius Smith thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't believe it. I didn't believe he actually saw the need for it. You know what I'm saying? How would you feel if he addressed interior O-line in the first round? Gabe. So you mean like a center? Like, who are you talking about? I feel like that's a need as well. What, linebacker or secondary? I like Landon Jackson from Arkansas. Yeah, I can see an edge, but I want the Lions to drive an LB who can blitz, but known to play close to the D-line. Okay, you know what? Look, let's pause this, y'all, because I can't go off into the draft right now. This conversation, we just started talking about a pass rusher, and we down the path of the draft, and I'm not ready. I'm not ready, bro. Like, we still got because that's all we're going to be talking about for literally the next 90 days. So I want to kind of pump the brakes on that. But a Graham Glasgow replacement. Okay, but I thought we had Mahogany that could do that. And we took Giovanni Manu, right? For that O-line as well. Let's hope Aaron Glenn gets a job so we can get an extra 3 picks. Okay, so Patty, we only get 2. We get 1 next year and 1 the year after. Yeah, but Zayler's getting up there at age. Very true, Gabe, and he's not under contract for next year. You know what? Let me pull up this. You know what? I don't want to violate my one rule. Okay, let me ask y'all. If I talk about impending free agents on our team, is that talking about the offseason? Because I don't want to break. I don't want to break my rule. My rule, I've already broken it, but I don't want to like completely break it. So you know what? I'll wait. We drafted 2 promising O-line for the future. One is hurt. The other is already showing promise. This could be Decker's last year too. Well, Andrew, Decker got an extension, so I don't think it could be Decker. I do think Frank could go, especially if we win the Super Bowl, but I also could see Frank being emotional and wanting to run it back as well. So, but the thing is productivity. Right now, they're still playing at a high level. So, yeah. All right, so we got to talk about it. I saw this article yesterday from A to Z Sports, but he saw it from RaidersBeat.com. And a lot of people believe Ben Johnson is going to the Raiders. And we've been talking about this a ton. And I am under the impression that Ben Johnson, very smart man, going to the Raiders to me would be absolutely dumb. Why would you go to the Raiders? Literally. And if I'm Ben Johnson, head to the ear to the ground, I'm hearing what Max Crosby has to say. I'm seeing that you fired. Just look at the Raiders organization. Look at what they've done. You got the John Gruden situation, right? You're still paying him for the next 5 or 6 years. You're currently paying him. You're currently paying Antonio Pierce. You're currently paying Josh McDaniels. And then you want to pay me too. Okay, that's your money. But why are you paying 4 coaches at the same time, concurrently? That is a red flag. So now you're getting you. So why would you go over there? Why would you go? Then you got a meddling owner, so you go over there. But let's just hypothetically say that Ben Johnson decides that he wants to go to the Raiders. Okay, cool. You're going to suck the first year, no doubt about it. All right. But I saw an article yesterday that according to this person from Raiders Beat, that I guess that he heard, based on his dialogue, that Hendon Hooker to the Raiders could be a real possibility only if the Lions wanted to go for it, that Ben Johnson could look to bring Hendon with him. I'm going to be real with you. That doesn't bother me one bit. Hendon is not going to play in Detroit. Whether you want him to or not is irrelevant. He's not going to play here. His contract is up before Jared Goff's. He's only 2 years younger than JG. Hendon he might have been brought here to maybe be insurance if Jared Goff didn't work out. Jared Goff balls out of control, earns himself a new contract, which puts Hendon Hooker securely in the number 2 spot. And right now, I haven't seen enough to say he's even capable of being a number 1. However, if you're Ben Johnson and the Detroit Lions and you go to the Raiders, do you want to take a quarterback in this year's draft? Do you want to take a Shedeur Sanders? Do you want to take Cam Ward? Do you want to take those 2 guys? Or do you want to wait for next year? Or maybe the year after that? Hendon Hooker is under contract for 2 more seasons. You could bring in Hendon Hooker to quarterback your team as you get the quarterback that you want and go through a rebuild, right? Maybe you get some other tool on the offense or defense. Who knows what's going to happen with Max Crosby? But would the Detroit Lions even go for that? So here's the question I put before you. The article said 2nd round pick. Would you give up a 2nd round pick, or would you take a 2nd round pick for Hendon Hooker? If Ben Johnson said, yo, Dan, Brad, help a brother out. Help brother out. We'll throw you a 2nd round pick. Would you do it? I would have to say yes. Hendon Hooker was a 3rd round pick. We can get another backup quarterback. You mean to tell me that we'll get a higher pick than we drafted you for? Of course I'll take that. Now, obviously, you throw in, I'm going to try to get Max Crosby in the deal. I'm not saying Hendon for Max. I'm saying, hey, I'm going to sweeten the pot. Let's sweeten the pot a little bit. You about to start over. Let's clear some cap space. You give us Max. You give us a 5th round pick. We give you Hendon Hooker and a 1st, which is essentially a 2nd. I give you the 2025 1st round pick, Hendon Hooker. You give us Max Crosby and another pick, and I'll take it. Let's see. Braylon says yes. Jason says easily. Hendon and some picks for Max. Patty says yes. Braylon says no. Hesitation. We would never get either one of those guys. No hesitation. Send Max and yes. So that's what the article was saying. The article did not mention Max Crosby. I just threw that in there for fun because that's what I would try to do. And we know that Brad he likes to finagle people. He really does. So there's no doubt the rumor is that they asked for Aaron Donald in the Rams in the Stafford trade. So, I wouldn't put it past him to actually try to get Max Crosby as part of that deal. But I would take that because, and to be honest with you, it would give Hendon Hooker an opportunity to shine. He's not going to play here, y'all. He's not. Outside of the preseason, and Hendon is a ball player, right? He wants to play. Let him play. Let him showcase his talents. Maybe Hendon Hooker is that guy, and he can be that guy in the Raiders organization. Or, okay, look, he's coming on his 2nd contract. Rookie deal runs out. Now he's 30 years old. He's looking to maybe be in that Sam Darnold position where now he's coming off a rookie deal. And even though Sam is not, but you coming off the rookie deal. And now you have an opportunity to go and be a quarterback like Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Geno Smith, one of those guys. Because I'm going to tell you, he is not going to have the opportunity in Detroit. It's just not going to happen. There's not enough evidence that we've seen. And if Jared Goff continues to ball out, like I think he's going to do, Hendon Hooker will never see the football field outside of a blowout. How are you going to prove what you have? How are you going to be able to push Jared Goff out? You're not going to do that, right? So I would take this not only to recoup a draft pick, but also to give Hendon a chance to shine because he's not going to be able to do it in Detroit. So that's what the article was saying. Let me know what y'all think. Give up Max and you have Hendon in the third. No need to keep Hendon when Teddy B just came back. Okay, Steve, so Teddy B, I think when Teddy B retires this year, he's gone for good. I think he's gone for good. I think he saw what the Detroit Lions could use, and he decided, you know what, I can help this team. And I think he wants a Super Bowl ring too. So that's just me, y'all. How long we been on? Man, we've been on for an hour, bruh. Where does the time go? We've been on for an hour and 15 minutes. Wow. I did not know that. Holy smokes. All right. Yo. Man. All right. Hold on. Man, time be going fast, bro. All right, let's do this. Let me pull up we forgot to do it. We got to do our NFL segment. And then we'll wrap up the show. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all. That's right, because y'all was on the other channel. I gotta order me some new blue light glasses because when these break, I don't have any more. And these glasses are really, they help with the studio lights and the computer. Okay, so there's a couple things going on right now. If I can get this off my screen. Hold on, let me see if I can reduce this. No, I cannot. Okay, so they won't let that. All right, so according to NFL.com, there is a Super Bowl sweepstakes going on. You can enter to win 2 tickets. Thank you. There you go. You can enter to win 2 tickets to Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans. It ends February 2nd. You must be 18 years or older, so make sure y'all do that. I will do that after this stream. I will buy my parking for the game tomorrow, and then I'll enter this sweepstakes. But let's have our NFL segment. Trying to grow a couple channels here. Where we at? Okay. Go to teams. Playoff picture. Okay, so does this update at all? I mean, I won't win because I never win anything. I don't win anything. Alrighty then. Put the glasses back on. Let's do our NFL segment. We're going to do the picks for this weekend's game. There are 8 teams left. 4 winners can come out of this weekend to go to the championship games in their respective conferences. We got the Detroit Lions versus the Washington Commanders, the LA Rams versus the Philadelphia Eagles, the Baltimore Ravens versus the Buffalo Bills, and the Houston Texans versus the Kansas City Chiefs. First, let's do this. The game for me of the week, obviously, Detroit Lions fan, lying behind me. I'm not going to be biased, though. I think the game to watch for, I don't know what the weather is going to be like, but I think that Baltimore-Buffalo game is going to be the one to watch. That's going to be the one that's going to be popping. So I'm going to take, y'all know how I feel about Lamar. I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills to win that game. I just think they're too much at home. We'll see what that Baltimore defense, not as vaunted as it used to be. So I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens to lose. I get to clown Baltimore Ravens fans yet again for a Super Bowl-less Lamar Jackson. And I think Josh Allen will be able to get his revenge on this next game that we're going to talk about, the Houston Texans versus Kansas City Chiefs. I had the Houston Texans as a Super Bowl pick before the season based off last year. I don't think they're ready just yet. I think they got a lot of growing up to do. I'm going to take the Kansas City Chiefs. Arrowhead, a tough place to play. I've been. Lions got the dub. Beautiful place. Go if you get the chance. Not in January, though, because it's cold in the mug. Go before that. But I got the Kansas City Chiefs. Andy Reid is just tough. Coming off a bye, his record is ridiculous. So I got the Chiefs winning. Plus, they're at home. Plus, they know what they're doing. I got them winning this game. And Lamar will be at home, and Josh will be facing. And can he conquer the Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and the Kansas City Chiefs? It's a big year for Buffalo. So I got Kansas City beating Houston, and I've got Baltimore losing to the Buffalo Bills, setting up an AFC title game of the Kansas City Chiefs and Buffalo Bills. Can Buffalo punch their first ticket to the Super Bowl? We'll talk about that next week. Now, on the NFC side, we've got the LA Rams. We'll do the Lions last. We got the LA Rams versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, I hear the weather is supposed to suck, which is a perk to the Detroit Lions being literally the only divisional game that is happening inside of Dome. Shout out to Ford Field for being, we've always had a roof outside of Tiger Stadium when we played there, and I think we will never be an open air stadium. It just doesn't make any sense being here in Detroit. So with that being said, I don't know if the passing attack for Matthew Stafford and the LA Rams are going to be enough to beat the Philadelphia Eagles in their own element. Shout out to the fans that's going to be there. I don't know how bad the snow is going to be. I want to pick the Rams. I'm going to ride with the Rams because I think the NFL narrative is favoring the Rams. We'll see if Stafford can get a ground game going. So unfortunately, I've painted myself into a corner. I got to take the Rams even with the weather because I think the NFL wants to set up next week's matchup. So you already know where I'm going with this. Washington Commanders, Detroit Lions. I've got the Detroit Lions winning against the Washington Commanders at home. Again, the only division game that is indoors. Number 1 seed versus number 6 seed. Number 1 offense versus number 5 offense. But the key is going to be the run defense. The Detroit Lions will have David Montgomery back, and the Washington Commanders are third last in the run. Against the run. So I think that the Detroit Lions plus Ford Field, we're hungry, we're starving for a champion, and it is going to be loud at Ford Field tomorrow. So I think the Commanders will face, I think it's going to be the Rams. If this was in a dome, I would pick the Rams for sure. It's going to be tough, but I got to go with the Rams. So I think next week we're going to be seeing the Buffalo Bills face Kansas City at Arrowhead for the AFC Championship game, and I think that the Rams are going to come to Detroit for, again, everybody think this narrative is dead, but next week you're going to see if the Rams can pull this off in a bad weather game, and we know Stafford has played in a couple bad games when he was with Detroit. I can see Stafford coming back for the last narrative of Matthew Stafford versus you cannot. After this, there's no more to write. There's nothing else to write. Goff will be in the Super Bowl with the team that Stafford left. Right. So anyway, those are my thoughts. Let me know yours down in the comments below. For those of you who don't know, there is an NFL channel. I don't really want to tell you what it is because I want you to find it on your own. I want YouTube to do its job. But if you guys are interested in NFL conversation and videos, then I will post it on Monday I'll put it in the chat on Monday. I want YouTube to be able to do its job. But I enjoy talking about the NFL and all that stuff, man. So trying to get this thing off the ground. But this is the last thing I'll say. And then we'll wrap up. I didn't tell you about the big homie. So if you saw my video yesterday on Lion Syndicate, you know about the big homie. Got a lot of people that look out for me, man. A lot of people. I don't have season tickets. I am on the list, but I don't have season tickets. I've had massive people reach out to me. I'm not going to say any names, but you know who you are. You've reached out to me. You've offered me a ticket. I've offered you money. You said no. And you guys say, hey, listen, I appreciate what you do, right? You're a fan. I got an extra ticket. Here you go. So last year, I had an individual watches the channel. And so he emails me. He says, hey, I got a ticket to the NFC Championships game. So I didn't see this until it was too late. So let's say he emails me on Monday. I didn't see it till Tuesday. He said in that email, yo, I need to know though, because, I got somebody else that might want it. So I didn't see it. Because I can only check my business email from my computer. The next day, I'm like, oh, shoot. I type him. He like, man, it's gone. I'm like, dang. So we kept in touch. This year, him and his family was going to LA to see the San Francisco 49ers game. He knew I was coming. He said, hey, can you bring me a couple items that I can't get? I'm like, hey, okay, say less. What you need? Let me get this. Let me get that. And I'm like, okay, I got you. I got this Lions duffel bag that I bought from Fanatics for the trip so I can, have Lions luggage. By the way, if you have team luggage, watch the people at the airport, man, because I swear the dude unloading the baggage, he saw my bag and threw it on the cart. I'm like, bruh, you know what I'm saying? Hey, let me off this plane. Anyway, so we get there, and before this, he says, yo, if we go to the Super Bowl, I got a ticket for you. And I'm like, yeah, get out of here. Stop playing with me. I'm like, you lying. So he says he got a ticket. I'm like, so I take it with a grain of salt, whatever the situation. So we go to California. We here for the Monday Night Football game against the 49ers. I give him his stuff. ESPN is there. Cool. And so I'm with 3 other guys. He tells them, he like, yo, I told Derek, if Lions make the Super Bowl, I got a ticket for him. He said he bought 4 tickets before the season started in anticipation for the Lions to be there. If they're not there, he'll sell them. If they're there, he'll go. So now I'm like, yo, what is this real? So I text him, what's today? Friday? I text him Wednesday. I said, yo, man, were you serious about the Super Bowl? He was like 100%. So I'm like, okay, let me divert my funds to the NFC Championship game so I can be there. And I'll just, I'll stream the divisional round because I've been there. I went last year, and it was cool, but I've got to be selective because with YouTube you only get paid once a month, so I got to be selective, right? So I'm like, yo. So he calls me. He texted me yesterday. He said, listen, I got a ticket for you. I'm like, ticket to what? It's like divisional round. He's like, yeah. Now he doesn't live in Michigan. I'm like, why do you have a ticket? Why do you have a ticket? He said, hey, I just bought stuff. I'm like, so you giving that to me? He was like, yeah, I want to support the channel, want to support what you do. And I'm like, bro, so I got a ticket for free to this game. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it's crazy. It's crazy. So anyway, that's my story, man. Shout out to the big homie. Shout out to everybody that has ever offered me anything. And whether I've had to pay or it's been on the house, I can't say thank you enough. So now, only thing now I need to do is get to the NFC Championship game, and I'm going to wait until probably the game will be Sunday at 3. So I think what I'll do is I'll wait till like Saturday night before I buy a ticket and try to get the cheapest deal possible because I don't have to pay overtime for that ticket. But I got to be there. I have to be. I cannot miss the Lions going to their first Super Bowl. Like, if I'm not in Ford Field and we're celebrating the NFC Championship and I can't bring that experience to y'all, like so I've already talked to the wife. We already know what's up. And if that is the case, that we make the Super Bowl and I do have this ticket in my wallet, I will be driving to New Orleans. Like, it's going to happen. So even if I have to sleep in my car, you know what I'm saying? Because I can't get a hotel room due to them all being booked. Whatever the situation, I'm going. All right. So anyway, thank you guys for the show. We'll be back on Monday, and hopefully we are talking about the Detroit Lions going to their second consecutive NFC Championship game. We'll know our opponents. Don't forget about the streams that we're going to do on Sunday. We're going to do the AFC game, the NFC game, and and then by Monday's show, we'll know what the last 4 teams remaining, and I have all the confidence in the world it's going to be our Detroit Lions. With that being said, you guys are awesome, man. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Check out Syndicate Sports Detroit XL, and keep an eye on the NFL channel as well. Hopefully it pops in your feed eventually. I will see y'all on Monday where the Lions will be victorious and going to their second consecutive NFC Championship game. I'll see y'all then.
And I'm pissing off the neighbors. Whether home, grown or important. short it, cause we waiting on our paper. So next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Yeah, you don't know about the D, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the Motor City, nothing is as pretty as the hustle. You don't know about the day, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the Motor City, everything ain't pretty but it's love though. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, when we get back on our feet.